in the room first. Who do we got? Let's go up front with Jeff here.
Jeff Kasufi, ESPN.
Hey, Jeff.
How did you feel about the group's effort in terms of choosing between moments of transition and keeping it, and how do you assess sort of the ultimate final product in the final third there?
Well, break it down probably from first half, second half, then first half, first 30 in the second half, and then with the changes it made, so probably in 3 parts. I think the first half really started the game really well. So it was a good intensity, created chances. I think we rushed our play a little, and intention is good. You know, so I can't fault or criticise the players for that, but it's teaching them the right moments, when to progress, when not to progress. And then in and around the penalty box, how to access the right spaces in the right moments at the right time is going to take a little bit of time. But we made an adjustment at half time. I thought the team adapted really well to that really quickly, considering we've only just embedded structural principles. So I thought we were really dynamic with our movement in the first 15 of the second half. Good rotations, good decision making. It's the execution in and around the penalty box. It's just the small details, like check to see where the goalkeeper is, or check to see where you are in relation to the goal, and maybe taking an extra minute, an extra second, I think. But I was really happy for Sofa. I thought second half, first 15, 20 minutes, I thought her Mal was so dynamic, and Trin got a little bit more space. But for me, it's execution. That's what I will focus on.
Back up front. Yeah, right there.
I am Meg Linehan, The Athletic. Alyssa earned her 100th cap back in Gold Cup, but was celebrated today. I was hoping that you could maybe talk about what you have learned about her with your time so far as a player and as a human.
Well, I learned a lot last night because I was gifted the honour to be part of the 100 cap ceremony that the team do internally. So I learned a lot in that period of time. Stories from the players about their experiences, about who she is as a human, who she is as a teammate, who she's been in clutch moments, and got some really good insight into how much she loves crosswords. But I got a sense from everyone that there's no greater teammate than Alyssa there in terms of how she puts the team first and, you know, what she's done over the years. So today's result and performance was absolutely for her. Like, we had a really special day yesterday with her, with the 99ers. So I think the team really wanted to demonstrate those things, and I've seen already, albeit very introverted, she's a fantastic human being.
Who else we got? Pass it on.
I'm Stephanie on The Athletic. You know, talked about how you thought Mal and Soph were dynamic. Trini's getting in space. We saw Rose Lavelle covering a lot of ground, a lot of positions, and like you said, a lot of subs. We got a first cap for Croy. Just wondering, with so many players on the field and all of them at times looking fairly dynamic, how much of that is, you know, the work you've done with the coaching staff defining expectations, and how much is these players just good soccer IQ and gelling really well?
Well, I'm always going to say it's great coaching because I value my profession, and coaching is about putting players in the right positions to be able to perform. And of course, you know, the qualities of these players are there to deliver those things, but my job is to put us in the best possible positions and being versatile within the game, because we're playing against a team who's very well coached, who shut off spaces, and you have to constantly find where they are and how they change. And that's the part of coaching I enjoy the most, like adapting. But they're so intelligent. They really are. And I love the way we went up another level. You only have to see from just an XG perspective at the end of the game. Listen, it's 2 point something and should be much bigger, because for the chances we created, we're not hitting the frame enough. I still think that's something to add. But I think the difference in momentum from first half to second half was even bigger for us, much more control. But I think we're only scratching the surface of that. I think there's another lot of layers to go for everyone, not just the group side.
Nancy, you had one?
Emma Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports, kind of piggybacking off of that. How nice is it to have three players like Soph, Mal, and Tren? And Soph and Mal have played together for a while, but how much can you see them building that chemistry, and how much further can they go?
I mean, they're extremely dynamic. When we attack, it can be done really quickly, but it can't be just that. There's going to be moments we can't, and we have to be a little more indirect, switch the pitch a little more, and recognise the moments when we get locked into one side. So there's no denying when the game opens up. I think we thrive. My goal is to thrive in all moments. So we still have a lot of learning to do with that as a team, as a collective. But if we use March as a reference point, then I think it's fair to say this game was much more measured, much more controlled, limited them to very little. So step in the right direction.
All right, we're just gonna take one from Jason online, then we're gonna go Jonathan, Sanjay, and Andrew, and then we'll be done, because we gotta go to DC, people. Go ahead, Jason.
Hi, Emma. Thanks for speaking with us. I wanted to ask a little about Rose's role today. We're used to seeing her create off the dribble on a regular basis, and today it seemed much more of her threat was coming off the ball, breaking in behind Mexico's line. I was wondering if you could comment on her performance and that aspect of it in particular.
To be honest with you, I need to watch it back to answer all of that the way that you might want me to. And I say that because there's just so many things that you're looking at in the game. That's why you analyse it. But I think she can be a threat short, and I think she can be a threat long. I think when teams block the inner corridors and you can't get straight passes up, you have to be more rotational to get on the ball. But she's so intelligent, really, really intelligent player, and someone that I think recognises those things. But until I watch it back, I can't really comment any more than that, to be honest.
Jonathan.
Jonathan Tenenwald, the Philadelphia Inquirer, Emma. You mentioned the balance between pushing forward, not pressing, not all that stuff. Where for you is the balance of the extra pass versus the quicker shot? Because Sophia said when she was out here, maybe we could have shot a couple more times than we did.
That's what I love about her, is she's thinking like that. For me, it's when you get around the penalty box and the team and opponent is already set, you have to work the box a little better, and also always maintain width. Sometimes I think we're a little impatient. We want to be intricate, quick touch shot. I don't think we do enough to break the opponent down and get into the key areas. We want to go from one end to the other quite quickly, and it's just having different skill sets. And I think hopefully that's what I bring to the team, is a bit more knowledge in and around when the right moment is to go directly to goal and when not to.
Sanjay.
Hey, I'm Sanjay from Backfield. You were asked about Rose's role. I just wanted to ask about Lindsay. It seemed like she was trying to receive the ball a bit higher in the second half. Could you talk about any instructions, adjustments at halftime, and how you think that dynamic went with her and Rose?
I really won't talk tactically, because I want to win, and it just won't happen. I will say that yes, we made some changes, and you are correct in your observation, but I'm not going to go into detail about what we did exactly. But Lindsay, what I will say is that Lindsay has been off the back of not playing from Leon's season ending. So 60 minutes was the right amount. Consider it's like a build-up game for her. And Lindsay, as I've mentioned before, can easily play an 8 in the 10 position. And her opening up the pitch for us, I think, added another dynamic.
We'll finish with Andrew. Go ahead.
Thanks, Aaron. Andrew Jones, Believe Network. Emma, now that she got through this one, will England win tomorrow? And the Euro final?
I sincerely hope so. I hope. I'm in DC. It's a day off tomorrow, and I for sure will allow myself and some of the staff permission to watch that game. And I know I'm Team USA, but seeing as USA are not in the Euros, I really hope England win.
And there we go. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. See you in DC.